In a remote valley in Utah, there is a ranch that some say is evil.
Bad things happen to people on that property. There's danger there. It's real.
Terrifying creatures prowl the land.
There's stories of cloaked beasts running out of the woods, chasing people.
This thing comes right up to this guy and roars.
Ominous lights appear in the sky.
I have personally watched as portions of the mesa appear to glow.
Animals are found slaughtered.
They had prized cattle taken and mutilated.
It's not just UFOs, it's not just strange creatures, it's not just animal mutilations, it's everything.
There are things that have happened here that have shaken me to my core.
What is behind the strange phenomenon that takes place on Skinwalker Ranch? And could solving the mystery change our entire reality?
There is something profound that is going on at Skinwalker Ranch, and it begs to be studied.
Skinwalker Ranch has become this nexus of activity where people are reporting strange things. It's in an area in Utah that's very much like a desert terrain. And what's there now is a high desert prairie kind of area. Now, what it actually is and what's going on there is a whole other question.
It's a very unique place in the world where the phenomenon expresses itself in dramatic form. It's also the most scientifically studied UFO or paranormal hotspot in history.
Native American legends say that there has been an otherworldly presence at Skinwalker Ranch for as long as humans have existed in the area, which, according to archaeological evidence, is at least 10,000 years. And the very first European settlers to pass through this land in the late 1700s had their own bizarre experiences, which they recorded in their journals.
The first Europeans to cross the Uinta Basin, the Franciscan monks, reported seeing things over their campfires at night, really weird objects that we would call UFOs. The Native Americans, the indigenous tribes who've been there, have had these experiences for generations. It has, for as long as humans have lived there, it's been the site of paranormal activity. Strange things in the sky, UFOs.
There are so many stories about Skinwalker Ranch that range from cattle mutilations going on. There's stories that if you dig on the property, you'll get sick. Even strange stories of cloaked beasts running out of the woods.
You've seen UFOs, they have seen different creatures, they have seen weird things happening up in the sky. So you have all these different phenomena that happen on that ranch, so some have referred to it as a veritable Disneyland of the paranormal.
The most notorious of the paranormal phenomena associated with Skinwalker Ranch is the creature for which the property is named. The association of the Skinwalker with this mysterious plot of land can be traced back to the mid-19th century. In January of 1864, land disputes between Navajos, Utes, and the United States military in Utah and Arizona reached a fateful tipping point. After decades of conflict, the military removed the Navajo people from the area, forcing them to make what became known as the Long Walk to New Mexico.
The Navajos blamed the Utes for helping the military. And so they cursed the land that the Utes lived on up there. And it must have been a pretty strong curse, because even today there are really interesting things that happen up there.
Cursing the land, the Navajo witch doctors attempted to conjure an entity called a Yinal Dushiai, or Skinwalker.
The Skinwalkers, they're sort of typically 6 to 7 feet tall, very dangerous. It's described as being wolf-like, but walking on 2 limbs. So inevitably, it sort of provokes imagery of a werewolf.
The subject of Skinwalkers is as serious as a heart attack. This is not something to trifle with. Even talking about them puts me in some danger.